You're back with another one. Top 10 most epic girl versus girl fights in anime by VinnyTube. You know, we love VinnyTube. Go ahead and like up their video. We getting into it.
Lots of people love waifus, and lots of people love girls who can kick ass in anime. I can attest to that, and I think that a lot of the guys can as well. However, instead of taking a look at the characters, I decided to do things a bit differently this time.
Okay, I was supposed to say,
go for
like, whoa,
fights.
she
So for
powerful,
today, you
but
can
yeah,
feast your
Fate,
eyes on
okay.
some of the best
Just watch
bouts
the
in
Fate
anime that
clips,
feature
the Fate
female-on-female
fights
action.
last video.
Yeah. But before we get started, I'd like to encourage you all to hit that like and subscribe button, share the video, and invite your friends to join the VinnyTube community as a subscriber or a channel member. I don't want to keep you waiting any longer, so let's get started with today's video.
了解。
It's quite early in the season, and we already have a nice female showdown in Anime Terminator. I mean, Vivi Fluoride's Eyes song. This sci-fi extravaganza has been generating a buzz throughout the community now, and rightfully so. In addition to a very intriguing story and setting, it also manages to weave in some cool fights like this one. It's a pretty looking and well-animated fight that will leave you wanting more. It's a cool example of hand-to-hand combat, right on par as you'd expect from a sci-fi anime that has all the makings of a Hollywood blockbuster, to be honest.
Yeah, I
You
need
can
to
just
watch
feel
this.
the emotion from the clip alone, and I'd say that fights like this can help elevate an anime in terms of popularity. I mean, something like
She
this
got
did
that-
wonders
that
for
one for all
Glide
lightning
earlier on. But it's
going
not
on
that
her
Vivi
body.
needs that boost
Like,
at this point. Will
she
we
broke
have
in there.
even more exciting fights like this in Vivi Fluoride's Eyes song? Stay tuned to find out.
KO.
Next up is Yoruichi versus Soifon from Bleach. The
Soifon,
master
bro.
meets the student in this emotionally
She's
charged
so
bout.
hurt
While much of the
she
attention
left,
was in
like a
Ichigo's
lost
epic
puppy.
last battle against
How could you leave me?
Byakuya, happening concurrently is this slightly overshadowed fight. Both masters of speed and hand-to-hand combat, Yoruichi and Soifon take to the trees as they settle their differences once and for all. The fight ends up being as you'd expect from two speedsters. Like blurs, they duel and raise eyebrows with some of the amazing stuff they pull out. All the while we get the mandatory Soifon backstory and character development, culminating in her unleashing her new technique, only for Yoruichi to reveal that she had that move mastered already. The two reconcile after the battle, and it's a very fitting and dramatic end given the high emotional stakes the fight had.
And then it's like, why would you think you mastered something that your master that you idolize couldn't master? That was a
We
weird.
have a three-way dance
Oh,
for the next
no.
fight. Urza versus Kagura versus Minerva.
Ooh, I love this arc. Definitely my favorite arc
Hey,
in
I didn't say
all
anything
of
about
Fairy Tail.
strictly being one-on-one fights now, did I? Anyway, Fairy Tail might have been a series known for more of its fan service and power of friendship, but when
Yeah,
it's in its
definitely
A-game,
power of
Fairy
friendship
Tail fights can be the definition of
service.
awesome. Example,
like
the
that
fight
shot
that for
right
me
there.
is the most hyped and one of the biggest highlights of the tournament arc.
That's
Taking
light
place
compared
in the
to normal
Battle
Fairy Tail
Royale
fan
styled
series, though.
event, Urza runs into Kagura before Minerva intervenes, quickly turning this into a fight where
Anything
it's
with Lucy
everyone
is just
for
like,
herself.
bruh,
It's also
calm
the
down.
explosion of combustible elements, given all the other things involved, such as Milana being beaten up and Kagura's hatred towards Jalal. It's probably the best you can see out of the three women in terms of fights in the series, and it's amazing to
like
see
shots
how
like
well
that.
their
It's like,
dynamic
bruh.
works. One of the less popular Type Moon series, 2009 anime Kanan gave us one pretty good female battle. Kanan's battle against Alphard feels like something you'd see in an action flick. Instead of the more supernatural shtick we've come to expect out of Type Moon series, this fight gives us more of a realistic take on two enemies out to kill each other. You have the gunfight.
Yeah, I like super powerful anime magic as much as everybody else, but like a straight hand-to-hand fight is so rare. It's beautiful just to look at it.
The grappling, and a lot of fast-paced
It's
female-on-female action.
amazing how they
It's
don't
short
do
and
it more.
sweet, and while we don't get any of
But I
those
guess, you
big
know, it's
moments
kind of
that
a
we
waste
talked
of
about
the
for years to come,
animation,
for a short,
like,
down and
potential.
dirty fight, this
can
one
really do
definitely
anything.
gets the job done. And it's a pretty
Cool,
nice
though.
exhibit of
Hand-to-hand,
PA Works' metal
quick,
in
like,
handling
close,
fight scenes,
no magic
something that we don't
powers.
typically
She
expect
got
from
on the
studio's
helicopter with
usual
her?
shows.
Oh.
Speaking
Okay, I
of
guess I'll
girls
see
who are
the-
ready to get down and
see
dirty,
the end of
we
that
have
fight.
Revy versus Roberta next.
She was not trying. I guess that would came.
Black
That
Lagoon's
didn't get
really known
shot.
for its gritty, hard-nosed tone, and we have no further representative of that than the protagonist, Revy. Crude and ill-mannered, Revy really is the heart and soul of her group. In this scene, she takes on Roberta in a quick scuffle that gets as ugly as they can get. Don't let Roberta's appearance fool you, though. She's probably one of the most fearsome combatants in the series, and in this scene, you can see exactly why. In terms of physical abilities, it seems that she has them boosted to supernatural levels, and she does show her proficiency in combat in this.
Why is she in
When
the
you
maid
first
fit?
saw Black Lagoon, you didn't expect the maid to be so deranged and relentless in fighting now, did you?
Oh,
Now,
but
while I
she's in
won't
the
say
maid,
that the
aight.
battle's representative of what Black Lagoon's all about, the atmosphere is there, and you can really see that
God,
dark,
she-
no-holds-barred appeal that made the show so attractive to fans.
Is there any stakes? Or are they just beating each other because they just don't like each other?
Up next is something from Agami
Because it
Ga
looked
Kill,
like there's no
Agami
stakes
versus
involved with that
Esdeath.
little turn to like shut up kind of thing. Every time I see that, it's not really
We
a
all knew
fight.
that it would come down
Like,
to
they're
this
like,
at some
stop
point.
it,
Our protagonist
cut it out.
Agame finally gets her hands on Esdeath in the final fight of the Agami Ga Kill anime. It's the duel between the two strongest fighters of
Ooh,
their
this is the first time
respective
I'm actually
forces,
seeing
and we
something
have
from
Agame
Agami Ga
trying to
Kill.
finally put an end to Esdeath's warmongering ways. I do think that for all the hype surrounding this
I've been
final
told to watch
battle,
it
Esdeath
several
gets
times,
defeated rather easily.
never
I won't
seen
say that
anything
I was
on it.
completely disappointed, but I would have wanted a more intense fight. Besides, the actual visual side of the thing's delivered, and I think that this is one of those nifty battles in the show in terms of both stakes and animation. Like a lot of things from this particular anime, you can get a different experience reading this fight in the manga. So if you did enjoy watching Agame versus Esdeath, then you should try reading it too.
Ooh.
Trigger
Ooh,
has
she
carved
is
out a strong
she
legacy
is
in the
swordsman,
world of
swordsman.
anime, and much of it comes from
Oh.
its amazing shows.
She
one
know
of
what she
them being
doing.
Kill La Kill. Back in 2013, Kill La Kill was a show with a pretty wild and novel premise. It takes the fan service and fighting up to 11 and recaptures the magic of
I haven't
Trigger's
finished it.
old blockbusters. Being a show from Trigger, you can expect the fights to be very up to par with their old standards, and for me, one of the favourite moments came halfway through the series in the Ryuko versus Satsuki fight. Eternal rivals finally meet head-to-head in this fight, where Ryuko bets her all. It's a very intense battle where both fighters get to show off their abilities, and our hero pulls off the plucky win thanks to Senkutsu. I always had a bias for close fights with a lot of shouts of resolve and an insert song blaring in the background, so this fight satisfies me in a production sense. That's not to mention how this fight so effectively closes the first part
Did
of the
they
show and the
switch?
amazing twists in its aftermath. Truly
guess
a
they
fight
switched,
to remember, and something that's aged rather well. I still get
fits at
goosebumps
some
watching
point.
this now. Third place we have Asuna versus
But that is
Yuki.
definitely not like when the main character get extensions or
For
some
me,
shit.
one of the Sword Art Online's best arcs in the series as a whole is the Mother's Rosario arc, and I know that sentiment is shared by a sizable portion of the fanbase, and for good reason too. It's the arc that tries to strongly incorporate human drama and the core theme of real life intersecting with the virtual, while also placing Asuna at the forefront.
All right, I can't fuck with not Black Clover. I can't fuck with Seven. Wow, I'm dumb. I can't fuck with Sword Art Online because the dumbest shit. How you gonna get trapped in a video game for over a year, and then the next thing you do is go right back into that fucking video game? Like, my nigga, were you not trying to escape? That's just so stupid. Like, I know he's not going to get trapped again. He probably not, at least. But, like, come on. Like, they go... If people get trapped in there for over a year, people are not going to get back in that thing. They're going to haul up every one of them systems, shut that bitch the fuck down. There's no chance ever again.
Also, it did kick off with a banger of a fight in Asuna
And the fact that they just
versus
kept
Yuki.
going, it
I
was
know
just
this
like,
is a
bro.
fight that excited a lot of people, especially those who were disappointed about Asuna's role post Minecraft.
People keep telling me,
After
like,
playing
oh, it gets
support
good after
and
this
second
one. I'm like,
fiddle
no,
to
it's just
Kirito,
I
we
can't get over
finally
the
to see again
stupidity.
the Asuna that rose through the ranks as one of the best players in the first arc. This
I'm never
fight
touching
is
that
pretty
system
short, but
again.
it does show
Anything
us a cool
similar
exchange
to that,
between the two
if
fighters.
I'm in that
Asuna
situation.
also gets to let Yuki bust out her ultimate skill, letting her pass the latter's test.
But then again, he was the god of that
Our
universe.
runner-up today is Homura
he can do whatever the
versus
fuck he
Mami
wanted.
in Madoka Rebellion. Do you you know that it's officially the 10-year anniversary of Madoka Magica? Yep, you heard that right, and while everyone's keeping their fingers crossed for a possible big announcement late April, let's take a look back at where the mainline series left us with. In one of the more polarizing anime movies ever, Madoka Magica Rebellion. The Homura and Mami fight described in one word would probably be
that's kind of excessive,
bro.
How is she so
animation and art improved
skilled to block bullets and make them spark like that?
In this frantic gunfight that spills all over the place. It's a fight that pits Mami's sheer firepower against Homura's wits, and while we know that in a straight-up gunfight, Homura probably loses, she more than makes it up with a bag of tricks. Pretty cool plot for the movie, even more awesome animation. My only complaint about the franchise is that the mainline series ended on this movie's cliffhanger, but who knows, an announcement of something big could be coming this month.
Damn.
With Homura and Mami being such a visual spectacle, what else could
Of course,
top
the Fate.
Well, another
Fate,
movie, of course, this time from Heaven's Feel 3.
After looking at that last video, I'm pretty sure Fate fights like are top 5 if it's gonna be on a list. Maybe top 3.
Purely from a visual perspective, the only thing that can beat the Sakuga Fest that's Homura vs. Mami is something from Ufotable's smash hit movie trilogy. Saber Alter and Ryder do battle in the final Heaven's Feel movie's climax. With them finally battling at full power with no major interruptions, it goes about as well as you could expect it, with a practical double KO. I like this fight because while the previous movie is a showcase of Saber Alter's power through some feats and big wins, the third Heaven's Feel movie showed us a glimpse of full power Ryder. For most of the Fate series at this point, Ryder seems to be a very weak servant, often getting offed really early on. But Heaven's Feel really showed us her true strength. It's a showcase of Ufotable flexing their animation through and through, and it makes for an amazing climax to the film as far as the battle side of things are concerned.
Well, it sounds like Fate is just like a big ass tournament. Like every
Tell me in the comments section below.
Is a different ass tournament.
For more examples of girl
That's
power.
what I've gotten
so could we see a volume 2 of this video coming soon?
About it.
I'll let you decide. If this video gets 10,000 likes, we could have a round 2.
Laptop?
So start hitting that like.
There we go. Okay. laptop bugging right now. Saber vs. Ryder was the best one. Also, this video is rare because we rarely see two waifus fight each other. I don't know what he talking about the waifus, but I'm a go ahead and yeah. I don't know. I don't got a waifu. I don't know if I'm not that deep yet, but I don't even got a waifu. Unless you count Botan, like that blue hair and then Bulma, but that's everybody's waifu, so it don't even count. Either way, before I say something stupid, I'm gonna get out. Peace.